We just this past Monday made a new company policy, and we have invoked the $12 minimum wage rule at our company. So now the lowest paid person in our company makes $12 an hour. We only had a handful that were making a little bit less than $12 an hour, but we raised all of those who were not at 12 or above to $12 an hour. Our company is doing pretty well. We're lucky in that we're in a good industry. Gift card is doing very, very well in the United States, so we're lucky in that regard. And so our company's doing well, and we're doing well, and it just didn't seem right to me and to our other shareholders that we were doing that well, and we have people that were making what we consider to be almost an unlivable wage.
Well, we are trying to evolve the restaurant from being the oldest soul food restaurant surviving in the country. We're trying to really evolve it into kind of the most progressive restaurant that we can. So towards that end, we asked ourselves, is the restaurant really healthy for the people who work there? Is it a workplace that's beneficial in every way possible? And so we, working with the Rock United, which is Restaurant Opportunity Center, we've implemented guidelines that they lay out in something called RAISE, which is a group of employers who are trying to take what we call the high road, which is high road employment practices. So we've implemented paid sick days and vacation days. We've raised all of our non-tipped people above $9 an hour. We've raised all of our tipped workers above $3.77, which is $1 above the minimum wage. And we look forward to doing that further. So we'd like to get all of our tipped people to 5 at least. We'd like to get all of our non-tipped people to over 10.
We've been paying our employees that as an entry-level salary for several years at this point, and it just makes sense. It gives us a good employee base. They're more motivated when the living they make working for us is something that is meaningful for them, and we have a great quality of employees. We find that our employees aren't just coming in for a job. They love working there, and we love knowing that we are paying them a wage that gives them the opportunity to support themselves and support their families.
We actually feel like it's good business. We're trying to develop professional employees. That is to say, people who want to work in a restaurant. It's not a transitional occupation. It's people who take pride in their work, want to do it for a long term, want to do it successfully, and hopefully want to have a living, well, everyone wants to have a living wage, but we'll be able to achieve a living wage within our existing establishment.
Well, it's $7.25 an hour. That's only $14,500 a year. That's not a lot of money. I don't see how anybody pays for rent, buys gasoline, buys groceries, does anything on that kind of money. So, and that was our decision. We just decided it was the right thing to do for our employees, much like what we think we ought to be doing here in Congress. We ought to be passing it because it's just the right thing to do.
If you're paying your employees more and the other area businesses are also paying their employees more, you end up having an economy that grows. And the CEO of whatever other company in the area that does not want to hit this minimum wage, they themselves are only going to shop and spend and buy so much. But if all of their employees have more discretionary income, they're not trying to manage their finances in a way that they're just getting by and declining shopping and declining purchases in certain areas because it's out of their budget. If they have a more expansive budget to work with, they're going to go out and spend more money. So it ends up actually benefiting everyone.
This is why I support the legislation, right? When an individual employer does something, then it can be more challenging. So for example I always give is smoking, right? When, say I had a bar and someone else has a bar next door, if I don't want it to be a smoke den anymore, then I could say eliminate smoking. But then maybe everybody goes to the bar next door because they have a comparative advantage, But when there's legislation that comes out, which did in many places, and says smoking is not allowed in public places, then it's like it neutralizes it because everyone's facing the same market. So no one's going to go to the bar next door because they can smoke, because really it's an across-the-board thing. So I would support increasing the tipped minimum wage across the board, or legislatively, so that everyone would face it, so so that it has no relative effect on any restaurant.
People. The people who are saying let's don't raise minimum wage are not bad people. They really are. They're good people, but they're just greedy. They just want to hold on to more money than they should be wanting to hold on to, especially if they're ultra wealthy, like a lot of these people are. Some of the larger restaurant chains, some of the large retail chains that don't want to pay their people a minimum wage. They're not bad people. They're just wanting to hold on to more money than we feel like they have a right to want to hold on to.
The efforts to raise the minimum wage are primarily an effort to create a working environment in America that gives every family the opportunity to meet their basic needs and strive for a middle income lifestyle. It's something that the American dream is based upon. It's something that's good for business. It will help every business if everyone is paying their employees a wage that they can survive on and that they can then also go and make expenditures with. They will actually benefit all around because there will be more money in the economy that will flow to businesses. It won't just flow out from a higher employee wage.